We're going.
Ladies and gentlemen, um, of course, this isn't a regular episode of Straight to Tape. It's something that, when things happen that we feel like we need to discuss, we're going to go live and we're going to call it, a little S2T on the side. So, welcome to the first edition of a little S2T on the side. Of course, I am the Pedro Pascal of podcasting. C. Perry the second, of course. With me, of course, is the first lady of S2T, the quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y. What's up, Kate?
What's up, y'all? We're just popping up, popping in, and it will pop out.
And making her podcasting debut. Um, she's been with us for a very long time. She's a part of the creative mentals of S2T Media, and she is the best showrunner in the game, the best podcasting showrunner in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Felicia Rousseau. What's up, V?
What's going on, y'all? Glad to be here with y'all.
Look, man, it's okay. So yeah, let's talk about Chicago. So
What happened in Chicago, Perry?
okay, so the National Association of Black Journalists convention is in Chicago. They're every time they have the convention, especially during election years, they invite the candidates that are running for president. All right, and this year, just so happens that former President Donald J. Trump accepted the invite to come to the convention for a Q&A session. Whew. And was it a Q&A session? Wow. First off,
Quandary and asshole?
now we haven't even been on here for 2 minutes, okay?
I didn't promise not to cuss today.
Yeah. I mean, that's stuff that's going in the curse jar. I mean, come on.
I didn't promise today because this is too much.
Yeah. Well, look, it was supposed to start at 12 o'clock. It went, there was about a 2-hour delay, and the former president. Well, I ain't gonna say he was tweeting because he's not active on Twitter. He's on his of course he's on his own platform, Truth Social, which, by the way, third month in a row of losses for their Truth Social stock.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. But anyway, so there was a standoff regarding regarding real-time fact checking. All right. That was something that kind of sort of had to be negotiated before he would actually come on. The
Perry
host.
Can that be something that they negotiated before yesterday?
You would think.
A good business person would have.
Yeah, you would think.
Right.
You would think.
Or was it a situation where, one would assume that a bunch of journalists are going to fact check you, right? It probably should go unsaid. It's probably a great assumption that if you come on here, you are going to be telling the truth. Who argues with fact checking? There's a rhetorical. It's a rhetorical question, but
I know. But Pete, Pete, the word that you are that you're using, right. Assume.
Ass out of you and me.
Yeah. I mean, look, the only reason, the concessions, some of the concessions that they had to make here were no questions from the actual audience, and your actual audience, the majority of your audience are members of the National Association of Black Journalists. At least one of the hosts had to be Harris Faulkner from Fox News. Of course, the other one was Rachel Scott from ABC,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had Nadia Goba from Semaphore,
Mm-hmm.
um, little smaller unit that she's actually done an interview with Trump previously at Mar-a-Lago.
Uh-huh.
She's rather young journalist, rather young journalist. Um, so finally started, and first question out the gate, Rachel Scott. First question out the gate.
Bombs.
Definitely wasn't a softball question. Um, the basically, repeating the words that he has said over
Mm-hmm.
the years
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and using those words to ask the question, why should black voters vote for you? So
Mm-hmm. Because that's why you're supposed to be here, right?
exactly to answer the
You're
question.
supposed to be here to, yes, A, answer questions, but B, you're so great for the blacks. Just
Right.
verbalize why we should trust you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. And so of course, his first eloquent answer to Rachel Scott is to insult her regarding how he was greeted.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he did he answer the question? No, not really. Okay.
No, his first
He came in combative. Yeah.
his first mouthful in a room full of black people called them inept,
They were
late,
late.
Blame them. Don't
Mm-hmm.
forget. Blame them.
rude,
You
Mm-hmm.
rude. Blame them for the uh, audio
the
equipment.
the technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
technical
When clear
not
they were
work. Yeah, not
like
working properly.
when you
Yeah.
hire a venue like that, right? It's not like they brought their microphone system in a book bag, you idiot.
Thank you.
Like
Right.
it's not their
Yeah.
fault at all. But again, he tries to capture all these different this handful of stereotypes to
Mm-hmm.
diminish
And that's
Yeah.
what
it.
to diminish the question
But
and
it
Yeah.
to
wasn't even
diminish
in
the ladies
what
on stage.
he was being attacked. He was being confronted with what he had said, the
Correct.
facts
hmm
that he have come out of his mouth. And again, he takes this immature stance like, well, let's not worry about all that. Let's
Right.
talk about how you are somehow affecting me, how you are, it's your fault. Let's deflection. But that's what
Hmm.
he does because he doesn't want to take, any accountability for what he said. And he didn't answer the question. He acted as if it wasn't a question when he very
Yeah.
well knew it was, but he
And
had no
went
answer.
on.
So he
He went
attacked.
right and went on to say that he was the best president for black people since Abraham Lincoln.
It's like,
Now, the more you know, the more you
mm,
know, right?
One. Yeah.
I don't understand how I go well. I guess he doesn't understand how over the past, let's say, couple of decades, black people have come to a lot of realizations about Abraham Lincoln and why he did what he did. He didn't do it for us, but that's a whole nother podcast. So,
That that's a
he,
30-minute conversation. What you talking
as well. Right, right.
about?
um, so I just to yesterday there was a lot of or day before yesterday there was a lot of flack about this organization even having him there, period. um what do you guys like? Roland Martin was going off, but he always
Yeah.
goes off about everything, right? But um it really kind of wasn't a good look, but it I think it ended up being a positive thing for the left side, can we say? What do you guys think? Do you think that they still shouldn't have had him there,
No,
or
that's their prerogative. I think if I had to guess, NABJ wanted the publicity, right? They
Mhm.
knew that whatever came out of his mouth, they would be probably lead story. They're journalists, they know how media works. And it just so happened to turn in their favor today. But yesterday, the day before, folks weren't having it. And
Mhm.
it's,
No.
you know, the publicity is one thing, but at what cost? It could have gone a different way. You just don't know. Somebody that volatile, you don't know what stance they're going to take, what they're going to say. And is it worth it to put the reputation of your association up
Mm-hmm.
just for clicks and likes?
They got lucky. Yeah, they got
They did
lucky
get
And,
lucky. They
that
did
he
get lucky.
spiraled.
And not that they shouldn't have done it. I understand it. But the history of this person. He's not for you.
Right.
He's going to get up
exactly.
there and say some dumb shit. And he did.
Well, I mean, they invite, like I said, they invite presidential candidates all the time. Okay, some accept, some don't accept. Um, going back to 2012, the legendary Q&A with Mitt Romney was
Mhm.
also the same vein. It was combative. All right. Well, it was combative as much as Mitt can be combative. All
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Has Trump
Um,
been invited before?
Trump's been invited every year since 2016. This is the first
And
time he
this
showed up.
is the first time.
This is
Interesting.
the first time that
Because he said I
he
was supposed to come here and sit next to my opponent. It was Joe
was
Biden, and
never
now
the case.
It doesn't happen.
Never.
yeah.
That's not the way it happens. Each one of them, if they show up, each one of them get a Q&A.
Mhm.
And in the case of Vice President Harris, um, her schedule would not allow her to be there in person.
Mhm.
She gave them the option of either doing a video or doing a Zoom conference, and
Mhm.
they said no, right? Um, I mean, look at her schedule yesterday. I mean, in Houston for Sigma Gamma Rose Boule, which she which she spoke there, and also in town for the funeral of legendary House of Representative member Sheila Jackson Lee.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but they declined. They declined not doing it that way because they wanted her there in person. My problem with him being there, I don't have, to be honest with you, I really don't have a problem with the invite. All right. Well, we'll see. I kind of don't have a problem with the invite, but my biggest problem is this is a person that, as the sitting president, when he was the sitting president of the United States, was extremely rude and disrespectful to journalists, all right?
Mhm.
And extremely rude and disrespectful to black female journalists,
Mhm.
okay? The
Mhm.
hell he put April Ryan through, the hell
Mhm.
he put Jamel Hill through, the
Mhm.
hell he put Yamisa Alcindor through, the hell did he put Abby Phillips through.
But do you
And
think that
members, hold on, all being members of the National Association of Black Journalists. So him coming there and doing what he did was expected. My problem
okay.
is
Mhm.
that convention that's going on for a long time, you know, especially in an environment that has traditionally, and I'm talking about, I'm talking about, the whole industry as it relates to journalism. Uh, the plight that the black journalist has had to go through, especially
Mhm.
dealing with mainstream media, working in mainstream media and working in corporate media. This convention is supposed to be a safe space. Okay, it's supposed to be a safe
Mhm.
space. It's supposed to feel like home. All right, and you let this disrespectful old man come in your home
And
and
try to use them.
disrespect you and disrespect your woman again. Not because this isn't the first time that he's disrespected your woman, but now he came into your home and did it. that's where I have the problem. Not with him, not with him per se, because we already know what this fool is gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
My problem lays right on the head of the executive board of the National Association of Black Journalists.
Mm-hmm.
So if devil's advocate here,
Hmm.
if they already knew how he's going to act because he acts this way with all black journalists, especially women. They have
Not
a
all black. Look, not all black
women,
journalists. And
women, women, yeah,
we'll get into her ass in a second.
black female woman journalists that aren't necessarily show themselves as right wing on Fox News. That's the panel they had, right? They basically put the Mentos down in the Coke bottle and just let his ass erupt. I think it was kind of engineered that way. And we take this hour to 30 minutes,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And we just take what appears how you described it is an L for them, but for Kamala Harris, it is a W.
No, it's a huge. Oh, it's a big
You know what I'm
W.
saying?
It's a big W
You
for the
know,
Harris campaign.
that
It's a
that
big
dis-
W.
that display itself, if we just lay down on our sword, the convention's what? Wednesday to Sunday, probably Saturday. We got
Monday. No,
all
yeah, Monday through Friday. Well,
Monday
Monday
through
through
Friday.
Thursday,
So we
actually.
got
Yeah.
these 5 days together to workshop and network and fellowship and celebrate each other. This, in spite of political differences, we gonna have us a good time. But let's take this 1 hour, which really ended up being 34 minutes. Let's lay down on our sword for this amount of time. Let this dude show his ass, exponentially help Kamala Harris, a black woman.
Hmm.
I think it. I mean, if somehow, I think that might have been a plan, y'all. It is genius to me. It's
To Perry's
genius to me.
point, though, to Perry's point, he did attack Rachel Scott in her, after she asked her question, do you potentially, cause your member to be embarrassed and attacked by this person, or do you protect them? To Perry's point, it was not a safe space for them. Not that she couldn't take it, because she takes it every day. She's their political
Exactly.
correspondent.
Mhm.
But it does speak to why, it goes to publicity. Like, yeah, you'll get the clicks, yeah, you'll get the likes, but at what cost? What if it had gone another way? I don't know that it was like a master plan. They lucky it turned out like this.
Yeah. No,
I
exactly.
don't know.
Exactly.
I don't. I don't.
Uh.
I don't know. Just talking through it and thinking through it, I'm not sure that it would have gone another way. I don't.
Oh, he
He's
was
never.
going to act
Oh,
ass.
you what? You mean his reaction? No, yeah, no.
Right. Well,
Fee, you said it right.
whole
He gonna act the ass. He gonna act the
right.
ass.
His whole display is it. I mean, that's his MO. It's always been his MO. We've never
Mhm.
ever seen him poised. Now they did take a chance. You know what I'm saying? But it was a very small chance for a very big reward, and that is what we got. A display of someone who is sexist and racist,
Hmm.
in just a fucking buffoon.
Yeah,
The nigga,
yeah. Oh,
he's a buffoon.
oh. Let's not forget. Because, and I said this on the other night on Straight to Tape, which you catch on Tuesdays 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on our YouTube channel S2T Media.
Good job.
He sounds old. He
Mhm.
sounds old. All right.
It's
In
nice
comparison
to
to in comparison,
compartmentalize him into old, because that's what they did to Joe. Yeah. He's an
exactly.
idiot. He can't put his thoughts
Yeah.
together. He lashes out instead of taking
Mm.
responsibility. Like, there are bigger issues here than him trying to attack Rachel Scott because she asked him a good question. He can't hold it together.
Asked him good
Right.
questions.
Truth.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
things that he had said.
Like the question about pardoning the January
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, folks.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. I would.
and yeah, and he was like, he would pardon them if they were innocent. And Rachel Scott's response back was, they were
They were
found
they were convicted.
guilty.
Right.
Yeah, they
They
were
were
found
convicted.
guilty. Yeah,
Kind of
See,
like
yeah.
it's
you.
that type of like narcissistic behavior. Like if I say it is the truth, even
Yeah.
though facts are over here, and this is not what that is. But again, he
Mm-mm.
can't control himself. And I'm gonna go back to the grazing of the ear and how he had the initial speech set up. It could have unified. It could have at least plucked at the heartstrings of liberals or people that weren't going to vote for him. And what did he do? He fucked it up because he can't
Exactly.
control the narcissism. He can't control what he is. And those are big examples. Like this is just in this country. What happens
Mhm.
when he gets on the world stage?
He can't go nowhere. Hold on. Let me hold on. I'm
You
a
get ready to look up some felon rules?
Oh no, I posted it this morning. I'm just going to run it back for y'all. Okay. So he may or may not be able to get DO, DOD clearance. If he does, they have to re-up, right? And it may take a long time because of his felony convictions. That's neither here nor there. Okay. He can vote in Florida. He can vote in New York still. Those laws have recently changed. Countries that will not allow convicted felons to enter. Now, I'm going to preface this with, I have a lot of black friends that have a lot of white friends. And I don't know if they call these people friends or they're just associates because they may coach or they may do, work friends or whatever. But I found myself in somebody's comments the other day, just being my normal self, right? And this white lady was like, well, I don't really think that Kamala has the experience necessary. And I said, why? And other people asked her why. And she never answered. She just kept saying the same shit over and over again. And then she brings in, well, her like international, her foreign diplomacy, which she has done, which is on her resume. You know what I'm saying? The number of countries that she's visited in the past 4 years, almost 4 years, the number of diplomats she's met with over the past 4 years. Hold on.
Kid,
And you
kid, kid,
and you don't what?
I was gonna say, and don't forget, uh, today's successful negotiation of the swap of prisoners
Right.
from
Right.
Russia to the U.S.
Mhm.
One of the main ones being David Whalen, okay, which she was a major part
Part of the
of that
negotiation.
negotiation.
And so I asked this woman, like, what experience do you expect a president to have? Because you ain't president until you president. Or you're not normally not vice president until you're vice president. Like, what experience are you looking for? And that's when she came back with the like foreign policy, blah, 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 which is just fodder, right?
Mm-hmm.
This nigga Trump, what countries do not allow convicted felons to enter? Argentina,
Dude. Uh-huh.
Australia,
Uh-huh.
Canada,
Mm-hmm.
China, Cuba, India, Iran, Israel, Japan, Kenya, Macau, New Zealand, South Africa, Taiwan, the United Kingdom, our own United States. What countries will deny entry if it's discovered that you are a convicted felon? So, like, if you go and they say, oh, this person is a convicted felon, they will pull your ass out of there. Brazil, Cambodia, Chile, Dominican Republic, Egypt, Ethiopia, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Ireland, Malaysia, Mexico, Morocco, Nepal, Peru, Philippines, Singapore, South Korea, Tanzania, Tunisia, South Korea, Turkey, Ukraine, and the UAE. He can't he can't go nowhere to do any type of foreign policy work. That's almost the entire world right there. It's
Right.
not, but you see what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Kind of. A little bit.
As a convicted felon. So what makes anyone like here's my thing. Support Trump if you want to. If you want to support him because he's a racist asshole and you love a racist asshole, then just fucking say that. But don't try to argue validity and
Mm-hmm.
and ability to do this job. He had absolutely no political experience when
None.
you motherfuckers elected him 8 years
None.
ago. None.
None.
Zero. He was a failed businessman because he's had 13 fucking bankruptcies. Don't try to play logic with me. Just say I want the racist asshole because I feel like he's going to make white power important again. Just say that so I know. Don't try to play in my face like I'm stupid and try to
Right.
argue
Right.
policy and his strength in governance. He has absolutely the fuck none. He has none. And he's a
34.
34 time
34.
convicted felon.
Mm.
Like where are we? Where am I? It
We're
is
in the
so
same country
frustrating.
that continuously denies these racist ass actions for whoever it is. These dog whistles, it's as if they think we're not paying attention. But when you are the oppressed, you know exactly what the fuck oppression is.
Right.
Don't piss on me and tell me it's motherfucking raining when you're doing the same shit over and over. I've learned this lesson before. I've seen this movie.
Right.
It's the reason. It's the reason why we can uh, see it coming a mile away when no one else can see it, and then everybody's surprised. Once again, one of my favorite skits of all time from Saturday Night Live from SNL is the Dave Chappelle, uh, Chris Rock skit about on election night 2016. They're at a election watch party with their liberal white friends, and the liberal white friends were all in stunned shock.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump won this election, but the black folk that were in the room weren't surprised at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how because that skit itself was true to life, because that's how we felt when he won.
Mm-hmm.
You saw this coming a
Like
mile away.
how?
You know the
Yeah.
actions of the people that act against you.
Yeah.
You know your enemy very well. We saw that shit coming.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is why, just to bring it back to NABJ, you knew he was going to
Mhm.
cut the monkey. But do you
Yeah.
put the validity of your membership and your association
Thank you.
at peril on some monkey shit?
And
There
that's
were
where
there
my
were
issue.
there were some fucking hoorahs coming from that crowd
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Like
No, the reason why there was some. I'll say this. The reason why you heard some. Them little. There was a little pocket of positivity that was going towards the former president was because he had plants in it. Okay.
oh
But
okay.
everyone else was like, yeah,
Okay.
everyone
Okay.
else was like, go shit, and the loudest person in there shouts out to Roland Martin. Because Roland Martin was acting an ass like he was supposed to in the damn front row. He couldn't pronounce her name. You hear him in the crowd. It's Kamala. It's pronounced
Right.
Kamala, right?
Mhm.
And then after that, he didn't mess up the name.
Yeah, I
The
noticed that,
name
but
the whole time.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that was
that was
Roland.
Roland. That was
All
Roland.
right.
And then stuff
All
that
right.
he was saying, you heard Roland in the audience. Somebody, he lying. He lying. Love Roland Martin.
All
All
Love
right.
right.
Roland Martin. Yeah.
So let's touch on this one thing and then we can wrap this.
Okay.
The whole Indian in one day she decides she wants to be black shit.
Yes.
Let me ground myself.
So I'll start this by saying that a lot of white people have or pretend to have problems understanding any biracial that includes black. So black and
Exactly.
white, black and Mexican, black and Puerto Rican, black and Indian. And I found that real funny for a race and culture that invented the fucking one drop rule. They invented the brown paper bag law.
Not rule, law.
Brown paper bag, one drop. They invented instead of using what European countries use as a caste system for determining distribution of resources and wealth, they wanted the poor whites to be on their side. So they invented this construct of race, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
they could pit the poor whites against the blacks.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all invented all of that, right?
Right.
Then on the other side, you have people who are Caucasian that are maybe Italian and French, and there's no misgivings or misunderstandings about a person who's Italian, whose mama is French and their daddy is Italian, being able to celebrate both parts of themselves and not having to choose one, right?
Exactly.
But for some fucking reason, when it comes to a black person who aesthetically looks black, but quite clearly has another colored parent or maybe a not colored parent, y'all have this whole kerfuffle about who that person is and what they're supposed to be doing to
Mm-hmm.
evidence that they are one or the other. You know what? Fuck y'all. Like for real. It is so, it is mind blowing
Mm-hmm.
that this man sat on that stage and said, I knew her. Well, I didn't know her.
I
I
knew
knew
her.
her indirectly.
I knew her indirectly.
When we have droves of pictures from her youth, from college, she's a fucking AKA. She went to Howard. She is, and again, not again, but just off. She wasn't my favorite because I got caught up, and that's another whole nother show too,
Mm.
in the misinformation
Mm-hmm.
campaign during the Biden Trump election, right? I didn't take the time, I didn't even feel like I needed to, and I should have. I should have done my own research. I should have looked at her record myself because a lot of the truth looking bullshit that was put out there that stuck to me was not true or it was half true. So I didn't even take it upon myself to even be interested. They won, so be it, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm here and I have, and a lot of the shit they talk about is not true.
Yeah.
So I say that all to say that, fuck y'all. That's all.
I mean, she looks, you look at her record, she was a transformational attorney general. Okay. By the way, coming from a great class of attorney generals that included, our great governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper,
Mhm.
and the late Bo Biden.
Mhm.
Okay. She came from a great class, transformational class of attorney generals, um, that were looking at progressive ways, and then even going back to her, time as DA, and in the programs that she put into place, to benefit and not to lock up. Yet, just like you said, a lot of people pick up on the you know
Misinformation.
on the misinformation.
People
you
hear
know
what they want to hear. They hear what they
yeah,
want. You believe the worst because someone tells you something, you dismiss the truth. But that's what they've done, all along. This has been his MO. This, to
mhm,
even call into question her blackness in a room full of black people is a level of ridiculousness.
Hmm.
But he keeps doing this shit.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
And then he said something about her not, she couldn't even pass her bar. First of all, nigga, what bar have you taken? Second of
none.
all, the average rate of like I looked at an art. Did I send it to y'all? I looked at an
Mhm,
article that basically said average since the year she took it, which was what, 1990? maybe. The average first time pass rate is less than 50%.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like
And the
you like a dumb as a potato.
and don't forget the two hardest bars to pass:
Absolutely.
New York, California.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, to the point where you had you had law school graduates that took the bar in other states,
Right.
practiced in that other state for 5 years, and then was able to transfer to
Right.
New York or to California without having to deal with
With the
taking
bar.
the bar
Mhm.
in
Is
those
JD
states.
Vance even a lawyer? We know Trump ain't no damn lawyer.
No, JD Vance, JD Vance um is a venture is a venture capitalist, a tech bro, who learned how to code switch, who learned how to code switch the Aryan way. Let's be real, okay? Yeah, because I'll say this. There's some stuff that I heard, that I heard one person on a Media Touch, a Media Touch live stream, how he referred to JD Vance before JD Vance got married. That I
Mhm.
don't want to that I don't want to say on our platform yet until I can confirm it a little bit more. But what he
Give
kind
me
of
a clue.
said,
Give me a clue. Give me a clue.
huh?
Give me a
Uh,
clue.
it's about preference, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh.
Yeah. Nah, D, no, not about you say Trump. That's part of it, but there's more. Okay. There's more. He has, let's just say he hasn't been on the up and up about anything since he became an adult. All right. So,
Hmm.
but I don't want to mention, like I said,
But
there'll be something we'll
he's got
look
the
into.
bestseller. It's a
Yeah.
movie on Netflix about how he just worked himself
Yeah.
and he had a
Yeah.
hard life.
Hillbilly elegy about
Mhm.
about his life in Appalachia when he didn't have a life in Appalachia, forcing someone else to write a whole book to defute everything that he put in his book. Another podcast.
Did they put in that book that he probably did opiates? Because that's what they
Uh,
do in Appalachia. I
no,
ain't
but I
starting
think
no
that,
rumors. I'm
yeah,
asking a
thank you.
question.
Yeah, yeah. I think the only thing that wasn't debunked that he put in his book is that sexual abuse against a couch, but that's a whole different story. Yeah, that's a whole different story. You know,
It's
but
funny because I was in the comments on Instagram about this very thing. And it's funny because nobody will read that damn book. And there was one person that replied to my comment and said they read the book many, many, many years ago and said that it was a situation where he thought he was one place. He was one place, but he was in the couch.
okay.
But out of the
Were there pillows on the couch though?
no, like
Cause
the between the cushions. He thought he was pushing, but he was
that's
between the
lazy.
cushions.
That is so lazy. That is so lazy. Okay. I mean, he couldn't. I mean, he couldn't get two pillows and put them together like a sand. I mean, no, I ain't even going there. I ain't
No,
going there. I ain't going there. I
there
ain't
was
going
a
there.
part Perry, there was a partner involved. He missed his mark and ended up between the cushions.
And kept going.
I
And
didn't
kept
read the
going.
book.
See,
I
here's
didn't
the
read
whole thing. If you kept going, then you got a problem. Then you have a problem. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You got a problem. Okay, and the same, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the sad part about it is, why you gonna do that to a couch? The couch had nothing to do with it. Now you
Right.
done scarred that couch.
Right.
You just scarred that couch, and and that couch is sitting up there being sad until it's out on the curb
taking
somewhere.
Couch
taking
got to
to
go
the
sit on the
dumpster.
couch with therapy. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
The
man.
couch on the
What's what's wrong with the? I look. I guess we can say it since it's the new word of the campaign. What's wrong with these weirdos?
Weird.
Right.
Yo, though that is an amazing campaign. Like whoever is her marketing person
Yeah.
or people or team, they're getting it right now.
Our
Because
Mhm.
communications
that
team is
whole weird
incredible.
thing,
Yeah.
and that the have you seen the weirdest of the weird commercials?
Nah, nah, nah.
It literally takes the creepiest shit that they want to implement and makes it super fucking weird. Like, hey, we'll be waiting for you at the clinic. Just me and my dad or something about a something about a porn addiction. Yeah, yeah. My
Yeah.
dad makes sure I don't go overboard on my porn addiction, like the
Mm.
interference of government into people's personal lives. Yo, that weird campaign is genius because it is
Wow.
like
They
like I'm
are.
saying, they are weird. Like I don't just make your logic make sense. So you can't, you can, and they have, but just say you're a racist asshole. Say
That's
Yeah,
it.
they don't. Americans don't do
we
that
don't
well.
want a black person as president. We don't want black people to have any rights. We don't want gay people to have any rights. We don't want women
Couches.
really to have any rights.
Couches.
We don't
I
want
want
couches
couches
to have
having
any
right.
rights.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
women, our women that love us and will vote for us, they don't need rights anyway because we will protect them. And but they really, really don't, right? So, like, just say that, but don't try to argue logic with me and make me think that that's not what it is because it's exactly what it is. There's no other
Right.
explanation.
But again,
And
you
it
recognize it
right,
because it happens to you.
it is right. It is morality that is on the ballot. There is no real policy on that side on the ballot. There's no
Exactly.
policy.
Fee, you got the last word.
What to say? What to say? I think as we navigate these here streets politically, it's going to be. This isn't going to be the last time something like this happens. Um, these dog whistles are going to continue to be blown. I really do believe that if we just looked away, he would go away. Like, stop giving him these
Mm.
platforms. These people are crazy. There, it is weird. Um,
Mm-hmm.
We is bigger than us though. Like
Yeah.
we is way
I,
bigger than
I,
us.
I think I hesitate to have hope, but I can't really help it. Like, I feel like there is going to be a swell of support for her, and he will go away. It doesn't mean his people go away. It doesn't mean that the racist feelings of these people go away. But it is a collective. I think that together we're better, and if we can just stay together, yo. Don't
Yeah,
let
we
these people
got
get
Exactly.
to.
you off your game.
We
I'm
got
just
It,
to.
saying.
it,
Don't
it,
let them get you
it,
off
it-
your game.
exactly. Before we go, look, shouts out to uh our man Jay Burke, WrestleManiacs podcast, that new deal, they actually, they're coming to a CW platform near you real soon. So congratulations, fam. Uh, Naisha Frey Consulting.
Go, Nene.
Questions questions you didn't ask. The third season is on and popping. Third episode will be up tomorrow. Rob, go to hell. Yeah, I'm sweating like a motherfucker. You already know that. Anyway, um, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, look. Thank you for joining us for a little S2T on the side. Like I said, we're gonna be doing these pop-ups from time to time. Not on the schedule, depending on what's happening. We'll pop. We'll pop on. Of course, I want to thank um, the first lady of S2T, quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with Y. Uh, I definitely want to thank um, the best uh, podcast showrunner in the business, Felicia Rochelle, making her on-screen debut. And you trust me, you're gonna be seeing more of Felicia. We got some things coming.
That's a
Make
thing.
sure, yeah, make sure you get out to your people and share our YouTube channel S2T S2T Media. All right. Like I said, got some, got some things popping, got some, got some content, some unapologetic content, out there for you. So um we'll be back. Love y'all. Yeah, I need to take a shower. So y'all be good. Peace.
Bye, y'all. See ya.